I'm not a Paris Hilton fan, and I never have been, but I certainly am one to give somebody credit where credit's due. And right now, I think that Paris Hilton deserves a standing ovation. And if you haven't heard, I'm going to tell you why in this letter that I wrote to her. Dear Miss Hilton, after reading your comments on People.com, I felt compelled to send you a thank you letter. It wasn't until I finished that I realized you may in fact not be able to read. Therefore, I decided a visual message would be easier for you. It's common knowledge that we should always teach our children to say no to drugs. It's also common knowledge that we should be teaching our children about good oral health, reminding them to brush their teeth 3 times a day, floss, and to stay away from junk food, candy, and gum. However, until recently, I never knew how important it was to teach our children to be able to distinguish between cocaine and chewing gum. I will confess that when it comes to drug paraphernalia, I am completely lost, as it seems you are. I've never taken illegal drugs, and I've also never been offered drugs, but I have chewed my fair share of gum before, all different brands, sizes, shapes, and flavors, but never once have I confused a stick of gum with a baggie of cocaine. Before writing this letter to you, I wanted to be able to see exactly what you saw when you were pulled over, so I went to my husband, who happens to know a lot about a lot. Wait a second. That kind of sounds like my husband is a cokehead, and clearly he's not. I just simply went to him because he's old, and I figured if anybody would know what coke looked like, he would. So he explained to me that coke actually looked like powdered sugar. So I got some powdered sugar from the pantry. I put it in a little baggie, and this is my powdered sugar. And this is a piece of chewed bubble gum. Coke, bubble gum. Powdered sugar, bubble gum. Powdered sugar, bubble gum. Just so you don't call CPS on me, trust that this is in fact powdered sugar and not Coke. So back to the letter. So I made my little baggie of Coke, and I got white gum, both chewed and unchewed. And I have to say, Miss Hilton, I'm still slightly confused on where the similarities start. Can you please describe them to me? I've only been in this mothering game now for 2 years, so I still have a way to go before we need to have the drug talk. But I wanted to ask what other items I should be teaching the difference between. You see, up until now, I focused much of my attention on things like respect, manners, sharing, and caring. But now I realize that being able to accurately identify illegal substances in candy is essential. So, is it important to also teach my son the difference between a turd and a candy bar? How about piss and beer? Weed and oregano? I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything in these formative child-rearing years. Thank you, and I appreciate your time. Sincerely, a thankful mother in D.C. And just a little tip. Next time you get pulled over by the police with cocaine in your purse, just explain to them that you're a pastry chef and that that's just a baggie of powdered sugar. Works every time.